Hello and welcome. We've got an interesting movie today. We are going to compare two of the worst valued Lego sets on the Lego website currently with the most amount of 1 stars on the Lego website as well. Now, what we are talking about is the X-Men X-Jet. As it stands right now, I do believe that this is the worst ever brick to price ratio. Now, with that being said, I've taken one for the team and I'm putting this together solely for you guys and girls to see if it's worth picking up when it goes into a sale. So that'll be the last time I mention the price of this set and the other set compared to anything. I might slip it out once or twice towards the end of the video, but we are looking at this set solely from a point of view of, is it worth getting in a sale? So as this video goes through, there are some big differences. This set is cheaper, it has less pieces, but it is bigger than the Hoopty, and the Hoopty is obviously all of the opposite. But what is it that do you look for from a Lego set? Do you prefer the building experience, or do you like something that looks fantastic on display? Because this really does. Now, with that being said, let's get to it. So start off with the box artwork as normal. Wolverine at the top for the Jet, and then we got Marvel at the bottom for the big Hoopty. Now, the box for the Hoopty is actually much bigger than the Jet, but the Jet is a bigger set than the Hoopty. Moving on to the front of both of the box artworks, we'll start with the Hoopty, which is Lego set number 76232, 8+ set under the Lego Marvel range. You can see what the box artwork looks like at the front. It's eye-catching enough on the shelf with all the special effects that they've got doing all the minifigures. You can see you've got the 3 minifigures at the bottom, and what isn't shown on the front of the box, oh, and I'm lying to you, it is shown on the front of the box just there, is you do have all 3 cats included sat in the seats. That's the first time me spotting that, actually. And then up at the top you have got the Marvel Studios, the Marvels, and obviously you've got the 3 actresses that play the role. Moving on to the set that is going up against, which is set number 76281. Again, it's another 8+ set under the Lego Marvel range as well, and it is the X-Men X-Jet. Now, you can see on this one it has all 4 of these minifigures, which do look very, very good. So we'll have a very, very good look at all of the minifigures later on in the video. So moving on to the back of the artwork, then you can see just on the inside all of these fit. Now, this is where you start to spot the massive difference between the two, because on the inside of here you have a huge amount of detail that we'll be going through. I say huge, obviously you've got to put that in comparison to the brick count and the size of the ship, whereas the X-Men Jet on the inside is literally everything you see is just all stickers. So the sticker sheet for this one is rather large, but if it is on the shelf, that is what you're going to be looking at if it is on the shelf backwards. So moving on to the minifigure, starting with Monica, or Photon as she's known on the box. Now, I haven't seen the film, so I probably butchered that name, but it is what it is. So because I haven't seen the film, I don't know how accurate these prints are to the actual character. So I'm going to go and look at these for the first ever time with you, so you guys and girls can let me know in the comment section below how accurate they are. Now, only one of the 3 minifigures I do believe has leg printing, and I'm not too sure if any of them have arm printing either. But with her, we'll stop top to bottom, starting with the hairpiece, which does look very, very good indeed. So you can see across the top, you've got all the indent of the hair kicking in, coming round. It does look very, very smart indeed. And then at the top of that, you can actually see the really, really nice silver emblem that she's got across the centre of her chest. Now, if I start to move her about like so, you can see that it is nice and shiny on there. So it does look very, very good indeed. Then you've got all the different patterns across the front, and then you've got all the little bits and pieces across the bottom as well. Now, again, no leg printing on this one, no arm printing on this one. Now, moving on to the back, you can see again she does have nice silver bits and pieces on the top 2 and the bottom 2 corners, and you also have all of the other little bits and pieces going on with regards to the actual sort of indent and printing on the middle. Now, moving on to the facial expressions, you've got the happy one, which is obviously the reverse effect that I've got at the moment. And then you've got the more determined, I'm smug look. But both of them, I think, look really nice with regards to facial expressions. And with, again, when the hairpiece is on, I think she does look very, very good. So we are 1 for 1 so far on the minifigures. Now, moving on to Captain Marvel, or Carol. Now, obviously, she has, in Lego form, multiple hairpieces. And she also has multiple haircuts in every single film, because her suit doesn't change too much, I do believe, apart from in the actual original film when she picks all the different colours. So at least Lego can just keep changing the hairpiece. Now, actually, putting these side by side, in case you didn't realise with regards to the hairpieces, anything that goes over the shoulder, you don't have any head rotation at all. So with her, you can obviously spin the hair all the way around, and obviously if you grip it hard enough, you can spin the head round. Whereas this one, you can't. Look, it is completely fixed. So if you have to have her looking forward for photos, or again, obviously you can take it off and then move her head around. If you tried to do that, the hair piece won't go over the shoulder. So there's something to think of with regards to the different hairs that they come with. And again, it's the same for any longer hair that goes over the shoulder. Now, starting across top to bottom, you've got that again, looking at it, you've got the nice hair that comes across the top, then you've got the nice gold on this one. So with regards to the actual printing, if I take the hair off, you can see that you've got all of the matching print across at the top. Then you've got the nice sort of star emblem in the middle. Then you've got the belt buckles going across the sort of torso. Nothing on the side, nothing at the bottom. Spinning it round, you've got the really nice gold popping on this one with everything across the bottom. You've got lots and lots of detail in the back of this suit. So hopefully it is picking it up on the camera properly. If I just stand her there, hopefully it will focus and show. So you should be able to see 4 bits of gold across the underneath, sort of on the lats, and then you've got all of the black and the blue lines that are coming across. Then if you go right up there, you've got the V of the gold. You've got 2 or 3, you've got 2 lines of gold, 1 line of red, then you've got another line of gold, and then there's another little bit of stitching right across the top. So for the back detail, I think this does look very, very good and very smart. Now if I put the hairpiece back on, how many times I'm going to say hair with her, you have got, that's the length of that one. So again, that's what she looks like from the side, and that's what she looks like from the front. Now to be fair, this will be the minifigure for print of the set, I would imagine, because she has everything printed on her. Does look very, very good as well. So you've got Miss Marvel here looking fantastic. You can see everything from the bottom. You've got all the nice shiny gold on her boots or legs or whatever you want to call it with regards to what she wears. I guess it'd be shoes. And then you've got the print all across up on the thighs, over the knee, and it just matches spot on. So they've managed to get the lining from the leg all the way up the torso. So as you can see, if it just is, leave it just there, if I can let go without falling over, you can see how it all matches up absolutely perfect from the legs all the way up. So if I was to, for ease, if I was to do this, you can see where the print is on her legs and where that finishes, and then when I start to attach it to here, you can see just exactly where it lines up and then how it works. So it's very, very nice on the front of this one, and again it carries on to the back, but you don't have any print across the back whatsoever. Again, it might be accurate to the actual film, so they might not have any, probably more than likely don't. And then you have this detail on the back, which is completely different to the front, and obviously it's completely different to all of the other minifigures as well. You've got the sweeping of the gold, and then you've got this sort of almost like the reverse scarf that she's got on at the back. With regards to the facial expressions, again, she's got the really, really happy face, or she's got the more determined look on the front. And again, with the hair popping on there, it looks nice, and you've got that for length at the back. So all in all, the minifigure does look very, very good. Now, these are what they look like side by side. So this is what all 3 of them look like. So you guys and girls can let me know in that comment section below which one you prefer and what you think they look like. And at the end of the video, what we'll do, we'll add all the different effects that they've got when they can go be flying around and doing those little bits and pieces. Now, honourable mention, we have to probably have the main event of the set, to be honest. We'll get rid of those 3 and we'll add these 3. So these 3 are the little cats that get included within this set, and I think they do look very, very sweet as well. So if you wanted just have a little collection of cats, this could well be the set for you. But we will now move on to the X-Men minifigures. So start with the X-Men minifigure, because I think we're going to have a fair few of these over the next couple of sets that come out with the X-Men set, because we have already had this one, and you can see he is completely different with regards to colour and everything else across that. Now, the actual print is very, very similar on the one on the left, the one on the right with regards to the black patterning, whereas this one on the left-hand side has all of the blue, and then it is slightly different on the back. But this one is from the mech, whereas this one here, which is what we're going to be focusing on now, is from the new X-Jet. So you can see how much brighter this one is with regards to the yellow, and it has the really, really nice deep blue as well. So going from the bottom, you've got all the different toe print, you've got the boot print on the bottom there, so you've got the nice black, then you've got the bit that cuts in up the sort of the halfway at the shin into the yellow. Really, really bright and vibrant minifigure, so I really do like the colours of this one. I much prefer this one to the other one that we have just seen. Again, on this side, you've got the open arm. Now, I have seen variations of this one with the hair. Now, I do believe that actually comes with the CMF Lego Series 2 minifigure set from Marvel, so I think that is a slightly different Wolverine again. So we've already had 3 different variations very, very close together, but again, all the bits and pieces that you got up at the top. If I get that out the way, you have got all of the cut-ins on the side with the black. You've got the black bit that comes down across the chest, and you've got all the chest definition itself. Spinning it around to the back end, the red belt carries on. You can see you've got all the black kicking in. You've got all the lat definition and lower back definition there, and you've got the bits and pieces that go over the actual shoulders, in the back of the shoulders anyway, into the back. And then you've got two different types of faces. So with this one, you have that, and you've got his massive sideburns that go all the way up. And then on this one, you've got, again, the really smug look. So that's what that one looks like with his eyes open, so you can see there. That's probably meant for no cowl or mask. And then that one potentially, so you can see his brighter eyes, is what that one is meant for. But they both look very, very effective, and I think they both work very, very well indeed. Now we'll move on to the next one, which is Cyclops. I don't think anybody likes Cyclops, so we'll just get him out the way. He looks nice. I think he looks better like that, to be honest. I think he looks better without the hairpiece on this one. I don't know what I'm thinking with regards to this. It is accurate, I know, but I just think it just looks a little bit odd. But again, it is what it is. I think he looks better like that, but I will show you with it on. Now again, difference with this one, we have two that have leg printing and two that don't. No leg printing on the front, no leg printing on the back, but there's lots and lots of detail to get through on the back side. So if I get my arms out the way, starting from top to bottom, you can see you've got the bright yellow coming across a cut. Then you've got the nice little black bit that comes in there, then going down across the top. You've got the nice bit on the top left-hand side of the chest into the nice little X, and they've got all of the different bits and pieces going across the belt at the bottom, and then you have got the nice red X as well. So that does look very, very good. And the actual facial print looks... well, it looks incredible in person, to be honest. It does look like it's a CMF minifigure. It does look very, very good and very, very strong. And it doesn't really make a difference what lighting you have this one in. So it's just a nice looking thing. Again, with the facial expression on the back, all they've done is they've just given him a little smirk. And then they've given him a little upside down face, and then that is what that would look like then from the back. Now moving on to the back, huge amount of detail. Again, with that, you've got all of the different bits and pieces with all the different sort of cut-ins. You've got all the different black bits. You've got the bright yellow belt. You can see that for yourself going across the bottom. But there is more detail in it, so you really got to focus, because inside the yellow, they have put a little bit of white. So that does look very, very good. So hopefully that is picking it up through on the camera as well. And then obviously, like I've said, you've got the nice yellow hands. So we'll knock Cyclops out the way, and we will put Magneto in situ. Now, looks brilliant. That sort of colour that is popping through. Not even sure what colour you would call that. Is it like a fuchsia? Or like a bright pink? You've got the pink. Oh, he's gone. You've got the pink with the purple. Obviously, I'm not going to be taking that out because we are that professional, so we'll try that again. So there we go. So you've got the nice pink with the purple going across underneath the actual neck, which does look nice. And obviously, that is all linked to his cape. Now, talking of capes, it is brand new in the box still. So we'll get this open. So if you didn't know, a lot of the capes do come in separate boxes, so obviously you can recycle these, and it just keeps it neat and tidy, and that is the colour of that. Now this one, it's just the one that goes straight over his head, and it just wraps on nice and simple. But you can see he is stood on something, and he is also stood on something on the box at the back, so you can see that grey thing just at the back, just there. Get that out the way, and then we can just stand him up. So we get the hair off. That way, when we spin it round, you'll be able to see what it looks like on the back. That's why I haven't put the cape on as well. So you've got the really, really nice bright gloves, and then you've got the really good cut-in of the M as well. It does look very, very smart. But you've got a lot of detail on the face. So you have got a two-tone eyebrows. You've got the darker grey with the white. Then you've got all the cheek structure as well, which does look rather smart. On the back, again, you've got some nice, bright, vibrant colours, and he does look a lot more happier from the back. So he does have a nice, smug-looking face. Now, if we were to put the cape on this one now, just so you can see the length of that. Now, when you get a new minifigure, it is actually quite difficult to pop the heads on and off. But with regards to this, that literally, just he says, trying to do it from full-length reach. That is what that looks like. We'll put his bat face at the back. So we'll then spin that round. Put that hairpiece on, and I think like that he does look very, very good. So all the minifigures so far, they look great. So you've got these three, which do look very, very good indeed, and I think you can see just how bright and vibrant they are. When I put all of the minifigures together at the end in front of the sets, you can see the differences with just how powerful these colours are. Now, talking of very, very bright, colourful colours, I think for a lot of people, this is the minifigure of the set. Now, she looks absolutely fantastic. Everything about her from top to bottom, the print on this thing is brilliant. So obviously I would imagine that this might be most expensive minifigure out the set, potentially, if you try and get this on the second-hand market. But hold out, because if you want the X-Men mansion, I would imagine she's going to come with that as well. They might do as dirty like they did with the Avengers Quinjet, and then all of the minifigures that came with the Quinjet you get in the X-Men mansion later on this year. So we'll start at the bottom and we'll work our way up to the top. So no boot print, but you've got the shin print down at the middle. Then you've got the thigh, and again with this one you can see where the thigh bit finishes. So you've got that print going all the way up, so it's slightly different to what we've just saw for the Marvel. You've got what looks like a slightly different yellow above the belt buckle. So the green carries on exactly the same, but then the bottom yellow is a different shade of yellow to the top. If that is correct, I have no idea. And again, with this and obviously the X-Men 97, this is not yet out. So they haven't yet released what this is based on. So this might be 100% accurate to the new X-Men 97 cartoon that is supposed to be coming out, or they might have got it completely wrong. So it'll be interesting to see exactly what happens with regards to that. And then you've got all the different bits and pieces on the arm, and then you've got the hand, and then we'll plonk a hair off. You can see different facial expression on that one. You've got the green hairband with sort of a different looking face on that one, and then you've got the more determined look on there. So if we spin that round, she's got more of a smile on that one, so that looks nice. On the back, not much going on with regards to the detail compared to a lot of the others. Again, if I get my hands out the way, because green is quite hard to focus on the camera. You've got the little black across in between the sort of shoulder blades, and then you have got a little belt buckle on the bottom left as you look in, and then you've got the bright green with the darker green and the bright green again. And then the second the hair goes on, it breaks that colour up nicely. Spin it round, and then I think she does look very, very good indeed. And then when you start to put all of these together, like so, it does look great as a team. Now, if you then start getting all the ones from the actual series, which is out and about at the moment, which I just happen to have close beside me, so bearing in mind this one here is not included in the set, nor is this one here. She is not included in the set, as she comes flying in there on that one. So as she's not included in the set either, I think as a unit, I think they all look very, very good. Super quick look at the instruction booklets. They are basically identical in size, side by side. So again, we'll start off with this one, and then we'll just have a look at the first couple of pages and the back few pages. But I have got the sticker sheet here. So this one does have 12 stickers included, and it does have a lot of detail on the inside with regards to where you put the stickers as well. So they actually added to the set rather than was just solely the set. And this one just comes with 4 bags on this one. So bag number 3, you don't get any of the minifigures at all. And then across the back, what sets are linked with it? Have they linked any at all? So it doesn't look like they have. So they haven't linked anything else to it because there was nothing else at the time. Surprised you didn't link it to another Marvel set. Now again, with the Jet, there should be somewhere, there it is, the actual sticker sheet, and look at the size of this, ridiculous. Everything is stickers, everything on the inside. So you've got all the computers, all the stickers are massive, they're really, really long length stickers. They add to it, but it is literally just the inside is just stickers, so bear that in mind when we get to it. Inside of it, again, you've got bags. I think there's 3 bags on this one, but you do get massive, massive pieces. So you can see just here, you've got these large pieces that make it all up. So they're much, much larger bits. So that's why when you see it in person, it actually looks more of an actual toy rather than a Lego set. It does look very, very good built. But again, it's just that question mark over the pricing structure. But that is the very last page. It does shoot. Put it all together, and then it's into the pieces. So neither of these instruction booklets have linked it to another set. Time to move on to potentially the main event itself, or that might have already happened with the minifigures, but don't forget we will get them back at the end and compare all of those. Now the sets themselves, they do look pretty impressive. There's a lot going on with both of them. Just remember, the one on the left-hand side is the higher brick count, but it is the smaller scaled ship. So we will start off having a look at the Hoopty, and we will do a side-by-side comparison where we can with the Jet. So if we just get these things side on to start with, you can see just how chunky this one is. So it's a good bit of girth on that one with regards to just how big it is for the height, so it's a nice looking thing, so it look nice going into buildings, but then you can see just how streamlined the jet is in comparison. So again, big details between the two. Now the next massive difference between the two is the inside. Now with regards to this thing just here, it has one long length to get it all the way open, so this thing just opens all the way up like so. So that then becomes very tall, so it's not too far off the height of the box. So you might need a little bit of shelf space if you want to open and shut this up. And the inside is where you get all the extra bricks, I do believe. So where the brick count is difference between the two sets, they've added in these, and then the stickers just add to it. Now it makes sense in a second when we compare it to the other jet. So as you can see here, you have the blue thing, and then you've got the sticker on it, and then you've got all of these bits and pieces. Now don't forget, I have yet to see the film. Get that a little bit closer to the light. We'll see exactly what we can achieve with this. So you have got all three areas where the characters can sit. So you can see you've got area number 1, area number 2, and area number 3. And then further down and in, you have got all of these different bits and pieces as well. So you can see, more than likely, again, it's all from the film. I don't know how accurate that is, but it is nice to see. And you can see there what it looks like. You've got some sort of bed. And then you do have a good bit of room for studs where you can add in different minifigures and do whatever it is that you want to do. And obviously you've got all the room for the cats and everything that it comes with. So you just got the one long shaft down the centre where you can just have the minifigures doing whatever it is they want, and then you've got the cockpit for all three of them as well. So it is split into two separate rooms. And then if we do a little pan around of just the rest of the detail, you've got the nice translucent orange on the side. So again, there is some nice things going for this. It's not just boring and grey, it does have some slightly different colour, and the back end of this does look quite smart. Now what I am going to say is, I was missing, and I was genuinely missing, one of these pieces just here, and I got given an extra massive piece that goes across at the bottom somewhere, and I'm not 100% sure why I ended up here. So this bit just here, I got 2 of these, and you only ever use 1 in this set anyway, and I was missing a small one. So not that it's a problem, it doesn't affect it too much. I have got a spare bit, so if you're just wondering why it isn't there, it's because I didn't have it, or it's more than likely still in the bag and I've just missed it. So that's probably what's happened. I've just been given an extra bit, but I thought I'd cover my own back on that in case you think I can't build anything properly. To be fair, that is the truth anyway. Now, nice orange going across the top. It does look very smart. And then again, you've got all these nice orange bits, the translucent bits on the side, and you've got the translucent blues all dotted in at the top just here. And again, it mixed in with the orange. And then as we come onto the side just here, you can see how it wraps around on this bit, and then it wraps around across the top, and then you've got those vents up on there. So there's lots and lots of detail that's going on with this. And then again, it carries on down the side. You have got the shooters, which I never ever load, so I never ever put those pieces in, because obviously I've got cats, so there is bits and pieces that you can do with this. And then again, you can see what you can do with these joysticks and things. You can do whatever it is that you want to do with those. But all in all, I think it is a nice looking thing, and it does give a good bit of presence on the shelf and on display. And when I compare it and put it beside one or two of the other buildings and other ships that are dotted around, I think you can see how it holds its own. Now, moving on to this thing. Now, it's going to be a tough one, really, because it looks fantastic externally. So it's big pieces. You can see it's all big elements that put this together. So you've got 1, 2, 3, the 4 studs. It just keeps going and going and going. The engines, everything, it looks nice. It's in scale. It works well with regards to lots of the other bits and pieces. And I know you guys and girls currently are going, it is not worth the price. Just look at this from the point of view of, would you want to get it from a sale point of view, like we said about that one. That's how I'm having to approach this video. However, they both do look very good side by side, and they all look good individually as well. So we'll move on to this one. We'll see what's going on with this one. You've got the little landing gear at the front, you've got the shooters across the side, and then we've got a huge amount of stickers. So you have got the detail on the side, so you can see you've got all of these bits with the grey underneath. It does look really really smart. That's the thing with this. But all, like I was saying before, all the pieces are huge. So you've got this big bit just up on here, the wings are large, everything's just oversized. It's almost like a mixture of a 4+ set with an 8+ set with the price point of something much more expensive. So they've kind of, I don't know the reason why solely that this is so expensive currently. I was going to do my best not to talk about that because like I keep saying, I want to look at it from the point of view of it being on a sale, but the only thing I can think of is that they've used much larger elements and it has to come down with a massive license fee that they're having to have as well. But that's the last thing I'm going to say about price. Look at it. If it's in a sale, pick it up. Get it as cheap as you can. It looks absolutely fantastic, and those minifigures are amazing as well. So we will now, to open this up, have a look on the inside and see exactly what there is to offer. Now, you can see the difference between the cockpits, can't you? It's quite difficult to actually grab onto this. So it is just, so it's 2 minifigures, everything there's a sticker. You have a little cockpit, but the screen itself is just another big sticker, and then that is basically it. So the inside of it, there's no detail on the inside like the other one, but then at the same time, if it's going to be flying around on your roof, does that matter to you? Because if both of these were exactly the same price in a very good price point, like I said at the start, what do you prefer? Do you prefer building experience with more bricks, or do you think something that's slightly bigger and looks better on display? Obviously it comes down to personal preference as well, but this does have a lot going on for it. Now again, going across the back, there is a back bit that opens up, I do believe. There it is. So this opens up and you can fit 2 more minifigures on the inside. So again, if I tip this up, again, not the easiest thing to do, and we'll get you in there, you can see how many stickers have you got? You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then behind the screen on this one, you've got another sticker. So they have actually added that screen in on this side, so they have done something slightly different on here. But you can add in 4 minifigures. Obviously, it'd be 3 from this one, and then another one if you want it. And then you can see you've got all the detail and everything through the back. So as a thing, it does look very smart indeed. You can't take that away from it. You've got all the nice yellow translucent, and then you've got the bits and pieces down on the side, and you can see it's just very streamlined. I think that's the word. It's just a streamlined looking set. Another sticker at the top, and then you've got some more stickers on the side on that side, and then you've got another one on that side, and then you've got 2 more on the inside there, and another one on the other side. But all in all, it is a good size scale, and it is a fantastic looking. So I'm now going to do what I can with regards to sets for scale. So we'll start off with this taxi. If we try and come through without knocking anything over, you can see just what that looks like. So now it's beside a regular sized vehicle. This is the taxi from the Daily Bugle. It might start to give you an understanding of just the size of these ships. Next thing we'll compare it to is this. I think it's the Getaway ship, isn't it, from Guardians of the Galaxy? I think that's what this one is. So this is actually smaller than the Hoopty. If I put that side by side, you can see what that looks like with regards to just the length on those two. And then if I do the same thing with this one, it will actually sit in front of the blue wing. It is pretty much exactly the same to the front, and then the back of it there, look, you can see just how much longer it is. Moving on to Mando's N1 Starfighter. Now from the front they look similar, but this actually surprised me a little bit with regards to the length. I know the M1 is very big, and it's quite deceiving how big it is, but the second you start comparing them side by side like this, I think gives you a better understanding of just how big that N1 Starfighter actually is. Moving on to the next one, we've got the Guardians of the Galaxy ship. Now it's a bit deceiving because it is on stand, but from the front they look there or thereabouts the same with regards to scale. So if I just cut it just like that, you'd think that the front ends of all of them are there or thereabouts. But the second you spin this thing around, this thing is absolutely enormous. It's very difficult to display actually because the back of this is so chunky. So you can see just the scale and size difference of all 3 of those sets. So a couple of sets from the new Avengers Towers. I know lots of you have got that, so you can see this huge thing just here. And again, as we slowly start to pan up, it's very difficult because I am doing this between the actual spotlights as well. That gives you another idea of scale. To finish off, we'll do a side-by-side comparison of both sets of minifigures. In the comment section, let us know which minifigures you prefer. which set has the stronger selection of minifigures. To be honest, I don't really think there's a weak minifigure. I think all the prints look great. They've all got good printing on them. They've all got dual faces. Everything looks absolutely fine. It just comes down to how accurate they are for you with regards to what we are about to see. But that is what they look like from the front, and that is what they look like from the back for the final time. But that is it. I am done. So if you can like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Again, comments below, let us know what your favourite minifigure is. What set out the two do you prefer, and which one do you think looks better on display for what you need? And again, hopefully you have found this helpful with regards to the size, scale, and what it is you're going to be getting yourself more than likely in the sale. But guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care, and we'll catch you next one. Ta-da.